Assault. It took nearly an hour for the girls to reach Madison. Tackett pointed out her house, and a few miles later they pulled onto an old logging road and stopped. Rippy and Lawrence got out of the car, and Lovelace and Tackett yanked Sharer from the back seat. Lovelace untied Sharer's hands and ordered her to remove her clothes. It was bitterly cold, so Rippy and Lawrence got back in the car and took up positions next to the window to watch what happened. Sharer stripped down to her panties as Lovelace threatened her with a knife. Lovelace then scooped up the clothes and threw them in the car, telling the others that she wanted them as souvenirs. Rippy picked up Sharer's polka dot bra and put it on as Lawrence turned on the radio. Tackett grabbed both of Sharer's hands and held them behind her back so that Lovelace could hit her. Sharer begged them to let her go and swore to stay away from Heverin, but each plea was answered by Lovelace's command for her to shut up. Suddenly, Lovelace punched Sharer as hard as she could in the stomach, and Sharer collapsed to the ground. Through gasping breaths, Sharer begged them to stop hurting her. Sharer's cries fell upon deaf ears. Lovelace picked her up by the hair and repeatedly slammed Sharer's head into Lovelace's knee. The multiple blows caused Sharer's braces to cut into her lips, and blood flowed from her mouth. As Sharer lay on the ground moaning, Lovelace pulled out the knife and tried to cut her throat, but it proved too dull to cut the skin. Rippy then jumped out of the car to help hold Sharer down as Lovelace tried using her foot to force the knife, but again it failed to have any effect. Unable to slit Sharer's throat, Lovelace and Tackett took turns stabbing her in the chest with a knife. The wounds were not severe enough to cause immediate death, so Tackett decided that they would have to strangle Sharer and ran back to the car for a length of rope. Sharer continued to beg for her life, but Lovelace simply laughed in her face. When Tackett returned with the rope, Lovelace sat on Sharer's legs as Tackett straddled her chest. Tackett then wrapped the rope around Sharer's neck and pulled with all her might until Sharer's body went limp. Uncertain if Sharer was really dead, the girls tossed her body into the trunk and headed for Tackett's house.